Okay, so let's have a look at frequency tables. This is where we are looking at a set of data. In this case, rather than listing all the individual items, in this case it'd be age, we're grouping them into from 0 upwards, then from 5 upwards, and then from 10 upwards. Then in the tally column, we're keeping a list of how many they are. And we can see we put 4 strokes down and then we cross that out to make it a 5. So each one of these little groups is worth 5. And then our frequency is the total of those. So here it's 5 plus 2 is 7. Here it's 5 and 5 is 10, and 3 more is 13. And here 5 and 5 and 5 is 15, plus 2 more gives us 17. And in doing this, we're able to record our data into a table, our frequency table, without listing all of the data individually, which can be quite both time consuming but also space consuming, and doesn't normally create a meaningful thing to look at compared to a frequency table that allows us to look at this and see that the 10 and above group is the largest group in this, and the 0 up to 5 is obviously the smallest group. Right, so we're going to look at a set of data now, and we're going to turn this set of data into a frequency table for ourselves. So first thing we need to look at what are the choices within the data that we can get. So here we have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s. So they're the choices we can have. So let's assume this is, let's say it's the number of donuts that someone ate, okay? So let's we're going to need 3 columns here. And our first column is going to be donuts eaten. Our second column is going to be our tally column. And then our third column is going to be our frequency. So now we can list down here that we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. And now we can go through, now just like before, we want to make sure that we're not crossing things out, but we're marking them so that we've kept track of them. So we've got all the 1s here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we've got 1 and 2, 1, 2. Here, 3, we've only got that 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the 5s, we've got 1, and the 6s, we've got 1. Now what you should find here is that, just to have a quick check, make sure you've ticked them all, and I can see here that I've missed a 1 off here. All right, so I go back through my 1s, I've said I've got 5, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I've missed one of my 1s, so I can go back here, and then I can make that up. And I'll just check that again in a moment in a different way. So here, 5 and 1 is 6. Here, 2, 1, 3, and 1. And something's gone wrong here. And the 6 I didn't add in either. There's one of those, so there's one here like that. Now, the other thing we need to consider here is adding up the number in this frequency column, okay? So we add that up. 1 plus 1 is 2, is 5, is 6, is 8, is 14. All right? Now we should have 14 pieces of data here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if we have that adding up to 14 and we count that to 14, we know we've included every piece of data. So when you're completing your frequency table, just make sure you're cross-checking as you go, and that way you won't leave any pieces of data out. All right, now let's have a look at this data and let's see what we can say for this. So for example, what's some questions we might get asked? It might be a case of how many people ate 4 donuts, okay? And it might be that there were 3 people or on 3 occasions a person ate 4 donuts. How many people ate more than 3? Okay, so that'd be the 4, 5 or 6. So you'd have to add together these results here. So it'd be 3 plus 1 plus 1. So 5 people ate more than 3. How many people ate less than 2? So that'd be just 1 donut. So the answer would be 6. So there's different ways we can analyse this data and be asked questions about it.